stacking the chairs. When the world turns on you, I will be there. And I will be there.
What is that?
It is crazy.
What is it?
It's fossilized bacteria.
Oh.
It's true, I got a dirty mouth to you. Think about the things I do when it's judgment out and I never knew. It's true, I got a dirty mouth to you. Think about the things I do when it's judgment out and I never knew. I've been running backwards directions all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. I've been running backwards directions all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. Let me pull my hair back and put me on a better track. My lungs are full of little breath, but yours I know are much worse. Let me get my story straight. I'll find you in another place. The game is rigged, I own my prize. I guess I'll just take first place. I've been running backwards directions all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. I've been running backwards directions all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. It's true, I got a dirty mouth like you. Think about the things I do when it's judgment now and I never knew. I've been running backwards directions all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. I've been running backwards directions all my hand except my confession. I've been spinning in and out again. Cheers. It was kinda like a knife overnight, didn't I? Build my life around you, who am I without you? I cried till water filled my room. Looking at the facts, I react little fast. So much I regret, babe, hoping you'll forget, babe. Apologize until my lips are blue. Growing pains, push away. Need space, I know you feel the same. I know you feel the same. But it's a heat wave summer, I don't wanna feel cold. Miss you like a hurricane, spinning cyclone. We would stay up all night, talking till it's alright. Whisper till you stop crying. No, I'm not afraid, I know how to be alone. Miss you like a hurricane, spinning cyclone. Tell your life is so long, even if I'm dead wrong. Love you till I'm all gone. I guess I never had the words to explain what it meant. Just how much I needed the love the same. But it's a heat wave summer, I don't wanna feel cold. Miss you like a hurricane, spinning cyclone. We would stay up all night, talking till it's alright. Whisper till you stop crying. No, I'm not afraid, I know how to be alone. Miss you like a hurricane, spinning cyclone. Tell you life is so long, even if I'm dead wrong. Love you till I'm all gone. I always see you like we're 15, dancing. Not afraid of anything, it kills me fighting. Forgive you for everything. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for everything. Heat wave summer, I don't wanna feel cold. Miss you like a hurricane, spinning cyclone. We would stay up all night, talking till it's alright. Whisper till you stop crying. No, I'm not afraid, I know how to be alone. Miss you like a hurricane, spinning cyclone. Tell you life is so long, even if I'm dead wrong. Love you till I'm all gone. You know me well. 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 You know me well.
You caught me staring off the cliff again and looking down on everyone. Wish my goodbyes could be more innocent, but every part just wants to run. I have this deep, deep feeling in my ribs again. I just keep moving on, like the deep, deep current of the river bend. I have to keep moving on. There's times I need direction, there's times I need to roam. I move station to station, I showed up here alone. I am my own hero, I am my own home. It's alright, it's alright, it's all I've ever known. It's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's all I've ever known. It's alright, it's alright. So if you're falling through the cracks again, maybe the fall was by design, 'cause someone's gonna break your heart again. But that's just proof that you're alive. I have this deep, deep feeling in my ribs again. I just keep moving on, like the deep, deep current of the river bend. I have to keep moving on. There's times I need direction, there's times I need to roam. I move station to station, I showed up here alone. I am my own hero, I am my own home. It's alright, it's alright, it's all I've ever known. It's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's all I've ever known. It's alright, it's alright.
Almost inspired. Right?
One, two.
Oh no.
It was summer when I saw your face, just like a teenage runaway. And God, I never thought we'd take it that far. But some killer queen you are. Now I'm running and I won't stop. I don't wanna go. I think about it every day and night. I can't let go. Man, I'm never the same. We were shotgun lovers. I'm a shotgun running away. So come a little closer. There is something I could tell you. You were such a roller coaster, and a killer queen you are. Roller coaster. No, I don't say no. Roller coaster. And you don't say no. Oh, you're such a roller coaster. Some killer queen you are. Took the bones out from the road. Those endless nights that we traveled, we stopped. You let your clothes fall to the floor and lit a fire while I waited for more. And now I'm running and I won't stop. I don't wanna go. I think about it every day and night. I can't let go. Man, I'm never the same. That's 100 miles an hour on a dirt road running away. So come a little closer. There's something I can tell you. You were such a roller coaster, and a killer queen you are. Well, I don't say no. Roller coaster. And you don't say no. Oh, you're such a roller coaster. Some killer queen you are.
So beautiful.
Why don't you come a little closer? Some killer queen you come a little closer. Why don't you come a little closer? Why don't you come a little closer? There's something I could tell you. You're such a roller coaster. Some killer.
What's your favorite one?
This one.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I love this one.
Shut up.
Not good. I'm the worst musician in this room. Did he change the E? Oh shit. Brother. Typical Jamie. Just as he getting used to it. Well, high up above, or down below.
Tears stream down your face. Tears stream down your face. I promise you I will learn from my mistake. Tears stream down your face, and lights will guide you and ignite you. And I will try to fix you. I will try to fix
I'm a mother, I'm a sports mom. You're almost done the race. Woo, you're hiking up a mountain. I'm in the woods, I'm so proud of you. This is our cowbell. I'm with my friends. We'll join you 1 year. Amazing. I am so proud of you. I'm proud to call you my friend. Congrats.